Xbox announces backwards compatibility for PC, Bethesda shifts their focus to their biggest franchises, and God of War Laufey finally gets a release date. Welcome to Bonus Disc, back after a little vacation. We were a little too busy watching The Odyssey. I saw it twice.
Me too.
Cade drove to Chicago to see it. How was Chicago?
I drove to Michigan to see it, and then we did some stuff in Chicago. But yeah, I went on my own Odyssey for The Odyssey.
Yeah.
It was awesome. Saw it in 70mm IMAX in Michigan. I loved The Odyssey and got to do some other cool stuff. Went to a Spider-Man museum in Chicago,
Cool.
which is
Awesome.
really cool. They had the suits on display and stuff. It was pretty sweet. So yeah.
Shout out to a friend of the show, Roger, who now lives in Chicago
Oh yeah.
and who has been trying to get me to visit, and I will at some point.
It's a cool place. It's a cool place. Yeah, I met up with a buddy from the games industry there. He gave me some good deep dish pizza, and we went and saw where they flipped the semi truck in the Dark Knight.
Yeah,
and
Hit
we
me.
saw the whole. He took me through the whole like chase sequence. We went down those tunnels and stuff, and
Sweet.
yeah, I was like, dang, Chicago, cool place.
That's the best part in The Dark Knight, when the Joker pops out from the passenger seat and shoots that cop in the face with a
Yes.
shotgun.
Hey, you wait like everybody else, pal.
That scares me every time.
I mean, we kind of took a break because you already had that plan, but also just because like it's just been so depressing.
Yeah.
for all the news we've been talking about.
Yeah.
But today we have our first rare, somewhat decently positive story.
I would say so.
It's pretty. It's a W. This is
Yeah.
from Xbox. Today we're introducing Xbox backwards compatibility on PC, making it easier to play classic Xbox games from the past across PC and handhelds, including the ROG Xbox Ally and the Xbox Ally X. This marks the beginning of a broader effort to preserve Xbox games from beginning. I am fucked up today. This marks the beginning of a broader effort to preserve Xbox games from the past and bring them to PC over time. They are considering this rollout a preview, and the first 4 games that they brought are Conquer Live and Reloaded, Blinks the Time Sweeper, Crimson Skies, High Road to Revenge, and Fusion Frenzy. So I wanted to talk about this from a few different perspectives. I mean, so the first thing that stood out to me was the branding of it. These are not Xbox ports.
Yeah.
This is backward compatibility on PC. And I was curious what that meant. And then I figured it out once I started it, because I tried out Conquer today, and it is not a port. It is an emulator.
Yeah.
It is a official Xbox emulator of Conquer Live and Reloaded. I don't know how the others run, but this Conquer is locked to 30 FPS. Could just be like, they don't want certain animations to break or something.
Yeah.
This is a really fascinating move.
Yeah, it's interesting that you say about animations breaking. There's a mission in GTA 4 that it's towards the end of the game. There's a part where you're hanging off the side of a helicopter and you're trying to get into it. And because backward compatibility runs at 60 instead of the game running at 30 like it did on Xbox 360, you humanly cannot press the button fast enough to get in. Yeah, there's a way around it. I forget what it is, but like if you're not aware of it, you're like, I can't press this button fast enough. And I remember I was doing something earlier this year where I was going to do a no death run of all the GTA games. I gave up on that very quickly. And someone warned me with GTA 4, like, you need to know this, because if you get to the end of the game and you've made it, this will kill you no matter what you do. So you need to be aware of this. And I was like, thank you. I think the way around it is it's one of the missions that has a branching path. So they're like, just do the other one.
That game also, the bloom doesn't scale properly above 720p.
Yeah.
So if you don't play it in the original resolution, or if you don't mod it to fix it, it doesn't look like how it looked like in 2007, 2008.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so that's
very
one of
bizarre.
the interesting things about backward compatibility and the emulation and the upgrades to try to make it better is like there are things that break sometimes, but overall, specifically for this, I love it. We were talking about a couple of weeks ago how the death of the disc can mean the death of some games, because in the future, if on PlayStation 6 the next Kratos God of War game, it does not have a disc, well, how preserved does that get 20, 30, 40 years from now? Or Spider-Man was the example I used because that is a licensed game where PlayStation could lose the rights to that at any time. That makes things really tricky. So it's cool to see them doing stuff like this. I'll be excited to see what other games they bring. I think there's a lot of great original Xbox games. Xbox has just been like really great about their whole backward compatibility initiative. There's like some issues just because, again, they are officially doing this as opposed to some like emulation websites that just kind of do it without any permission. So there's like licensing issues with some games. Like I think you and I talked about it too. Like Batman Arkham Origins, you can't play it digitally. You need the disc if you want to run it backward compatible. But they're also doing things to help with that because they're doing like a digitization thing of your physical library. So ideally, maybe that can help fix those specific issues with those games. But yeah, on PC, it's great as well. And it does make me a little like, what's your plans for the consoles going forward? If you're making this so present on PC, but it's not a bad thing at all. It's a great thing.
So this signals a couple things.
Yeah.
That the rumor that the Project Helix is going to be a PC is kind of part of that.
Absolutely.
I when I was reading this, I do wonder if there's going to be some sort of dual boot OS system for the Project Helix, like one that's like closed Xbox. That way they can keep some exclusives and then, dual boot with Windows so that you can play other shit.
Sure.
That would be a good way to keep it console-like while still having that option to like play PC games. The other thing that had me thinking about was, I mean, if there's one thing Xbox has been consistently good at, it is this preservation. They have had backwards compatibility to the 360 era since the Xbox One, and they've kept that. They do more for the backwards compatibility than PlayStation does, with like FPS boost. They make a lot of decisions that Sony doesn't. Yeah, that shows that they actually do. I think they genuinely care about preservation compared to other companies. Yeah. And I think emulation being the decision here and not a port is part of that, where they want it to be as close to the original experience as possible, which I think is very cool. Yeah. They're introducing this with original Xbox games, but this opens a ton of possibilities. Absolutely. It could be 360 games that end up getting on PC. I've been replaying Fight Night Champion. Yeah. Recently. That's a game that's stuck on that era of console. It's not on PC. It's only on Xbox 360 and PS3. And there's a ton of games like that I would love to see get this treatment.
Halo 5 famously never came to PC despite being in that era of Xbox One bringing games to PC, and Master Chief Collection came to PC, and Infinite.
Is that true?
Yeah, Halo 5 is not on PC, which everyone's like, that's the only one that you can't play on PC because all the other ones are through the collection. So maybe there's a chance that they're like, yeah, we'll also do. I mean, it's probably a stretch to imagine Xbox One backward compatibility on PC since probably at least 95% of those games are on PC, if I had to guess. PC. But you open the door to something like that. But like you said, especially Xbox 360 games, that's great. Like Gears of War 3 isn't on PC. I don't know if Gears of War 2 is. I know Gears 1 is.
I don't think Gears 2 is on PC either. It's just Gears 1.
Okay. So that obviously would be great, right? Like Gears 1's on PC, and then you have, I'm pretty sure 4 is on PC, and then 5 is, and this new one will be as well. So like you want to have, if you're going to make PC a part of the Xbox ecosystem, you want to make sure that people can play all of the great franchises and games that you have. And this is a great way of making that happen. And just overall, it's like cool that like maybe, I know Destroy All Humans is one of the games on the OG Xbox backward compatibility. Like I'd love to play through that again. They remade it.
Stubbs the Zombie.
Stubbs the Zombie. I love Stubbs the Zombie. That's a great game. So like
I think like that is on PC already, but like
I think they remastered it not long, like probably in the last 5 or 6 years. But that's exactly, you're completely on the nose. Like that kind of stuff is types of games we've lost. Like they don't make Destroy All Humans and Stubbs the Zombies games like that anymore. No. So bringing that in would be awesome. There's
some
even
Xbox Live Arcade stuff would be cool.
Yeah.
I mean, somebody I mentioned this on Twitter a couple weeks ago, and then somebody linked me to you can play A Kingdom for KEFLINGS. It's on itch.io.
Oh, really?
And then I think they just recently ported a World of KEFLINGS on Steam. So
didn't that use
in
your
the past,
Xbox avatars though, or no?
It did. But there was some workaround or something. But yeah, in the past, I want to say year and a half, they ported those to PC. So there's a lot of like Xbox Live arcade games that I think would be cool to see on PC that never got there.
There was this really cool, and it's been 15 years, so it might have just been cool when I was little, but series of point and click horror games called Decay on Xbox Live. I think it wasn't even like Xbox Live Arcade. It was the indies, which were like $1. Back when you could just like buy random shit, but I don't know what this is, but it's cheap as hell. They don't even have like achievements, if I remember correctly, but they were like this really creepy point and click games that freaked me out. I would love to play those again. Will that ever happen? Probably not. Those might be a little too niche, but those were cool.
I thought the KEFLINGS games would be too niche, but those developers, they clearly were like, we got to keep these somewhere. You know, preservation has to exist. So that's not the only good news from Xbox today. Actually, I don't know if this next one is good news. It's just like kind of like obligatory news that, that Bethesda had to do. But Bethesda put out a statement about the future of the company. Comes from their website in a blog post titled "A Note from Bethesda Game Studio." They say a lot in this. A lot. I'm just going to trim it down a little bit. Today, we want to share what's next for Bethesda Game Studios and what you can expect from us in the years ahead. They start out by saying that they're doing more for Starfield, which is cool for people who like that game.
Absolutely.
And then they go on to say, Fallout is one of our biggest priorities today. Fallout 5 remains our long-range destination, and we have multiple Fallout projects in active development right now. They go on to mention 76 expansions, a remaster for 3 and New Vegas. I think that New Vegas one is completely new news. We had 3 rumored for a while, but New Vegas is cool too. And then we get confirmation that Obsidian is working on a new Fallout game, which we heard about a couple weeks ago. We don't know if it's New Vegas 2 necessarily.
Yeah.
They haven't actually said those words, New Vegas 2. But they ended off by saying Fallout 5 is currently in pre-production. The Elder Scrolls 6 is our primary development focus today, with the majority of the team currently working on the next chapter of the franchise. I don't know when it's going to come out, but I do think Todd Howard regrets announcing it so early. He said that. And the next time we see it or hear about it will be probably within 6 months of it releasing, like they did with Fallout 4.
Yeah.
Would be my assumption.
Yeah. They kind of drug out the process of Starfield as well. They announced it at the same time as the Elder Scrolls 6. Obviously it didn't take as long, but they would still like come back every like couple years and be like, hey, here's like a new like cinematic trailer, and they put a release date on it. Like I think it was like almost 2 years before the game came out, they put a release date on it, and it didn't hit it. It was like November 2022 or something, and they had to delay it. They just kind of kept talking about it, and people were just like, I just want to see it. Like, stop talking to me, stop showing me concept art. I don't know what this game is. Show it to me. And then once they did, it was like, I have a better understanding of it. So I do think that's the best strategy for a game like that is, all right, we're 6 months out from launch. You don't know anything about this. Here's an hour, and we're just going to pull back the seams. And that's the best way to do it. And I think 2028 is the year of the Elder Scrolls 6. Okay. I do wonder if there'll be some pressure from someone like Asha to have something next year to show.
I would guess that because of how dire shit is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe even the Game Awards.
Yeah. Like, I don't think it's out of the question. I think they really want to like, they need a win in like a big way from the software side.
That's true.
Of like being like, hey,
something big is coming.
You guys are mad at us, but look at this
Yeah.
cool thing we got. And, I
Yeah.
don't know if it's gameplay. I don't know if it is a cinematic trailer. I do think
A release window, maybe.
Yeah, I do think it needs to
yeah.
be something notable that people can really chew on and not just be like, yeah, we know the Elder Scrolls 6 is coming. Like, tell us more.
Mhm.
I think a title is definitely, we need to know what this thing's called. We don't know because they always have a subtitle. So yeah, I'm very curious about this game. I'm curious about how much of an evolution it will be. I think Bethesda recognized that Starfield did not hit the mark for a lot of people and that their model is a little dated, and I'm hoping that they can get back up to speed with where audiences are. And if not here, certainly Fallout 5 I think will be a big evolution.
If I were to guess what their next move is, either at the Game Awards or Gamescom, they'll announce probably the E3 in New Vegas remasters.
Yeah.
And then next summer, probably something Elder Scrolls related. Hard to say. This is the right move for sure. But personally, I like when Obsidian experiments, and I wish I want Avowed too. Personally, I know a lot of people didn't care for Avowed, but it had the bones of something great.
Yeah.
And I think I would love to see them expand on that. But this makes sense. This is they need to make hits right now. So I'm not surprised.
I think what I'll be curious about is New Vegas was made very quickly. I think it was made in less than 18 months. And you can tell it's very much building off the bones of Fallout 3. I'll be curious to see what this Obsidian game is. Is it just going to be closer to Fallout 4? I doubt it. That would be the wrong move in my opinion.
I agree.
Maybe Starfield is a better building point. I don't know if they can I don't know where Elder Scrolls 6 is at for technology, if they can utilize that, but it will be probably a very refreshing Fallout experience because we haven't had one in over a decade. Yes, Fallout 76 exists, but it's a very different thing. So I'll be curious to see how new that feels as a Fallout game. Does it feel like New Vegas did as Fallout 3.5, or does it feel like, hey, do they call it Fallout 5?
Yeah,
I mean, that's the thing. They could do that. They could call Obsidian games Fallout 5, and then whatever Bethesda chooses to do in the future, that's Fallout 6. A lot of different directions they could go. But I'm happy someone came in and said, guys, we have this very valuable franchise that is going crazy on Amazon right now. People are loving this show. But we can't get anyone to play the fucking online game. So can we get something going here? And
they gave it away for free. Nobody was playing it still.
Nobody plays it.
Yeah.
It has a very dedicated base, as most online games do. But
yeah, so does ESO.
Yeah,
to give them credit. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's 90% of people watching the Fallout TV show are looking for, hey, I want to play the next single player thing. And they re-released Fallout 4 Anniversary Edition, but we all want something new. And it's kind of mind-boggling that doesn't exist. So I'll be also curious to see how quickly they turn this around, because Obsidian works very quickly. They could do this in 3 or 4 years if they were.
They are the most. That's why it's crazy that they got so many layoffs. I mean, I get their games aren't super successful, but they're so efficient.
Yeah,
they release a game every 2 years. It's nuts. The last thing we have is actually, we just heard about Santa Monica Studios taking the same approach as Bethesda that we just mentioned, where they announce a game, release it within 9 months. So God of War Laufey, which was revealed about a month and a half ago, is now releasing. We got a release date of February 16th, 2027, which we expected soon-ish. So that makes sense. But Barlog also slyly mentioned that the next Kratos game is in development and will be directly linked to Laufey, which we also kind of expected too. So,
did you see the footage of him actually announcing it?
No.
He does it as a, oops, I wasn't supposed to say that. And then he gives more details, and he's like, oops, don't tell anybody. And I was I do wonder on how on some level, how much of that was him just kind of going rogue. He obviously didn't do it by accident, but it felt like this wasn't planned, and I'm just gonna tell you because you want to know, and I want to tell you. Or if Sony was like, yeah, you can announce. I don't know. Because he does call the shots over there, and they're not gonna fire him for saying there's another God of War.
They would never fire
coming.
him, and also like I think a lot of devs are unhappy with Sony right now, so I could see a lot of them going a little
finding
rogue.
their own way.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's cool. I'm
cool
glad
news.
this is coming so soon. I do wonder if this was supposed to come out this year, and maybe they're like,
there's so
planning
much
it for
shit
the
coming
fall, and they're like,
Yeah.
let's just move it to early next year.
I think that's why. My guess is they originally meant for it to come out this year, and then they just started seeing all of the release windows coming this fall, and they were like, let's hold on that release date. Because it is weird that they revealed it last month, and then this month they just like there's no new gameplay or anything. It's just a release date trailer. So I do think they were meant to announce it last month, but something changed.
I think so too. It would not surprise me in the slightest. We've seen a lot of people being very flexible with their planning and release dates, and I mean, obviously, PlayStation has a pretty good relationship with Rockstar, given they're very linked to this marketing campaign that they have going on for Grand Theft Auto. So I'm sure they were like, "You guys really sticking to that date?" And they're like, "Yep." And they're like, "Okay, we're gonna move our game."
Probably waiting on confirmation on that.
Yeah.
Overall, this week it's a little bit of a pick me up from the last 6 months.
I would say so.
Very, very small pick. It's hard to be excited. I'm still skeptical as usual.
I do think probably the worst of the bad news is probably done for a little while.
For a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, outside of maybe specific developers or studios, third party stuff, but it seems like we just kind of got handed everything back to back, layoffs, digital future, all that stuff, right? But the next few months in gaming are looking very promising. Grand Theft Auto is obviously November. You have Wolverine in September. That new trailer didn't
killed any hype for me, to be honest.
Really? Yeah.
Story wise, like it's been a bad week for me for X-Men, being an X-Men fan, because 97 season 2 has not been hidden.
Really?
It's been like they were rushing through plot lines way faster than they should. That story trailer, the idea of Jean Grey and Wolverine being a couple before the X-Men even exist, assumingly before Jean Grey even meets Cyclops or knows who Cyclops, like, it's just like, I don't know, it's just, anyways.
No, I felt kind of, I wouldn't say it killed all my hype like you did, but like it definitely was like, oh, okay, like I don't know, it just didn't feel like what I wanted. The more I learn about that game, narratively speaking, the less excited I am. But the gameplay looks fun, and that's
fun.
Very important for a Wolverine game. So I think I don't know that it'll be as good as Spider-Man 2018 was, which just like hit all the marks for me across the board. Maybe it'll be a little bit like Spider-Man 2, where it's like, this is fun to play, but the story's kind of a fucking mess. I don't know. I'm hopeful. I'm excited to play it when it does come out. But yes, and I was excited too because the guy who wrote Spec Ops: The Line is a writer on this, and I really love Spec Ops: The Line. It's a great game, and I'm not getting the depth that maybe I would have hoped for from that. So, it's what it is.
Maybe there's more to it.
Maybe,
Like it does seem like, from what I understand, there's been leaks of this game for years. Yeah. But from what I understand, what we have been seeing is somewhat different than the original leaks.
They threw out, I shouldn't say threw out, but like they had a major like creative restructuring like 2 or 3 years ago. They changed their directors at some point. Ironically, one of them went to go work on Perfect Dark, unfortunately. So then pan out, but I wouldn't be surprised as a result of that. Maybe there were some narrative changes. I'm with you in that Insomniac does this thing where they want to like start as fresh as possible, but also have like these characters not be origin stories. So like the character's established, but they haven't fought anybody yet, and they haven't met up with their most, crucial characters like the X-Men. And there's like this weird juxtaposition with all of that I am getting increasingly annoyed by. It worked in Spider-Man 2018, but like as time goes on, I'm like, it's okay. Like he can be a part of the Wolverine goes on in his own adventures all the time. Like the X-Men can just be there. He's always been kind of a lone wolf that steps up and joins up with the team, when it matters, but he branches off and does whatever the fuck he wants when it makes sense. So I don't know. And I'm curious to see, I'm sure they're going to plant the seeds for the X-Men in the future, because there was that leak a long time ago that they're going to do an X-Men game in like 2038 or whatever the fuck it's
still
said.
happening. Yeah.
Yeah. But I don't know. It's interesting for sure.
I do wish that this Wolverine game leaned more into the noir aspects of his comics.
I think so too.
I really like there's bits in the first gameplay trailer we got where like he talks to himself.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of wish it was narration.
Sure.
That like just that small change would really do a lot for me aesthetically and like vibe wise. It would make me feel good. But I don't know. I'm still gonna play it. I'm not like
yeah.
It
looks fun.
Oh, fuck this game. It looks fun. I'm sure it'll be fine. But yeah, that trailer a little bit killed a lot of hype for me. But
we've just waited a very long time for this, right? And there's been some expectations that I think maybe that they haven't quite lived up to. So
no,
but like you said, I think it'll be at least maybe like a 7.58 out of 10 game, and that's fine.
That's all we need.
I'm cool with that.